Good morning, internet, and welcome back to the channel. So it's Sunday morning. It's the 30th of November, and you have to excuse me, I'm sucking a throat sweet. And it's not raining yet. Oops, wrong glove. So I've just got to nip down to a place called the Brico Depot, and my family's going down to camp here as well because they want to go. Well, they're going to go to the Brico Depot because my wife wants to look at something with me, but then they're off to somewhere else, and I don't like shopping at the best of times, so I'm coming back. But I thought to myself, seeing as it's not raining, it seems an excellent excuse for a little ride. So that's exactly what we're going to do, or we will do in a minute anyway if I get this key the right way around. It's supposed to be a two-way key, this, but for some unknown reason, there you go, it only seems to work the one way. Why am I on full beam? Right, okay, so off we jolly well go. So it's quite early in the morning. Take no notice of that clock there, and take no notice of the other clock there. It's about I think it's about 10:30, 11. But yeah. Oh. So I'm on the meteor again today, as you can probably see. Just wondering where my wife is. Not that she doesn't know the way to this place, but I think we'll shut the visor down. It's a bit nippy. Now, Sundays around here, you have to be a bit careful. Mind you, look at these clouds, eh? That's some pretty bad clouds. As long as they don't, I'd really like not to get wet today. The other day was enough for me. Right. Hopefully, by the look in that mirror there, look, the clouds are behind me. So yeah, you have to be careful on Sundays around here, just lately, because the gendarmes are on this big, I think I told you before, this big stopping and checking and booking everyone and everything else, and oh, I don't know. You know what? This is what annoys me. You know, it really does. Why? You know, they get me. I really am for everyone doing their own thing. Yeah, you know, cyclists and all that. But on a bend, two abreast, chatting away, and then if you get too close to them, or God forbid, they was in an accident, they'd be moaning at you. Then, whoa! Look what you've done. I don't know. Right, I put my sun visor down in my helmet. The only trouble is, like you do need it at this time of the year, but the only trouble is, if you're not careful, you do tend to fog up a lot. Now here we have a bit of a speed merchant behind us. Look, he's just gone flying past my wife. We're back to, I've got to get in front. If I'm not in front, I'm going to sulk like a little baby. Flick the visor up for a minute, because this is the trouble when you slow down. That's where it sort of hits you, to say the least. I better do the infamous stopping thing here. I should have actually stopped. Nobody else is. Or Mr. Audi behind me certainly isn't. But look at these blue skies, eh? I mean, we have got a lot of weather coming towards us. According to the weather forecast, we're going to get a right peltering of rain soon, but God, you know, you have that visor open just a bit and that air that comes in is very cold. I should put on one of my balaclava things, but the only trouble is with that, when you stick one of them on, I don't know if you lot find it, but it makes it just makes everything steam up more than it actually was in the first place. But still, never mind, such a life. Aye aye. What a dick, eh? What an idiot, eh? Well, I'm doing 85 and Mr. I'm a prat has got to get in front. Look at him, look, eh? Where are the gendarmes when you need them? Do you know, there's been, I don't know where you live or what part of the world you're in, but just lately around here we've had this thing with birds. They just, I don't know what it is. There's a tree near my daughter's house where we're building the chalet. Well, in fact, it's in her front garden, and every day it's just full of these birds. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I love to hear birds sing, but when you multiply it by about 60 all going at once, it can be a bit much, you know what I mean, to say the least. My wife keeping back there, I don't know why, but still. Have you noticed? I don't know whether it's the same for all the ladies, but any excuse. And her and my two daughters are there. Like when I said this morning, oh, you know, I've got to go down to Brico Depot, and she said, oh, yeah, okay, because, you know, we want to look at a couple of things there regarding the chalet. Oh, I'll come down with you, she said. And I thought it was just going to be, you know, we'd pop down there quick and that, like. And, you know, and then all of a sudden, my two daughters are like, oh, you going down Camp Air this morning? Yeah. I will come. And that's when I thought to myself, I'm definitely going on the bike, because there's no way can I be doing this shopping thing. But they seem to love it, you know. I think us chaps are different in where we are. You know, we only tend to go shopping if we really have to, you know. I'm steaming up quite nicely again. Put my sun visor thing up a minute, I think. You think that they'll have sun visors that don't steam up? You think they coat them with something? There must be a way, surely, because winter sun, I find, you know, it's always low in it, and it's where you need them more than ever, really. But the only trouble is, because of the temperature drop, they don't have steam up quick, so a lot of the times you can't really use them that well. And I've got the front vent on the helmet open, so it's not because I've got no ventilation coming backwards and forwards, because I have. So anyway, changing the subject from the cold weather and everything else. What a result, on the Gorilla. Hey, I was really impressed. Anybody that watched the video, which I hope you did. Yeah, I just made me a happy man. I'm really looking forward. The one thing that I'm really looking forward to is getting the bike back and actually riding it to what it should be. Well, hopefully, anyway, you know. Because like I've said so many times in all my videos, that bike has always underperformed, always. And yet, I know, you know, I got to say, to be fair, you know, at higher speeds, I mean, it's always been fine, you know, when I've had it on the motorways, you know, 110, 130 kilometres an hour. It's run great. It don't miss a beat. So yeah, I mean, it's quite strange, really. But yeah, good result. You know, by the time that they've replaced the ECU and all the throttle bodies and whatever they've got to do to the TFT screen, which, to be fair, they don't really know what that is yet, whether it needs replacing or not. I do think, though, if they do replace it, I'm going to get one of them screen protector things, because I mean, I'm very careful with mine, but it's still got micro scratches all over it, you know. So yeah, should fit it like they do the smartphones with that Gorilla Glass, you know, and then that way it can't get scratched, can it? I tell you what, I haven't got my ET jacket on this morning, because I thought, well, I'm only going down to Campere and back, which isn't that far, as you'll see. So I thought, oh, I won't put it on. Do you know, I wish I had done that. I mean, I've got my two bike layers on underneath this, but I've got to be honest, it's what a difference that jacket makes. I don't think you realise, well, I don't realise, or didn't realise, you know, that even like having it on the medium heat, which I do, I mean, it just stops that chill. This is quite nippy now, you know. But I thought to myself, nah, I won't need it, you know. Lesson learned, my boy, lesson learned, eh? I think, you know, we're all put in a false sense. You know, you sort of look out the window, you know, the house is warm, and you look out the window, you see the sunshine, you know, and the blue skies, and you think, oh yes, you know. And you think, wouldn't you, at 68 years old, I would know by now, you know, 68 winters, you know, that, hey ho, it might look warm, but trust me, it ain't. Normally this time of the year, if it's blue skies, it's pretty chilly. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the temperature is today. I didn't really look, but yeah. It's quite funny, really, because this DIY store that I'm going to, it's called the Brico Depot. They're all over France, and it's actually owned by the same group company that owns B&Q back in the UK. So it's quite a big affair. Like, now, I mean, in years gone by, of a Sunday, you know, you wouldn't get anything open in France, nothing at all. In fact, I remember when I first moved across here back in 2005, Saturday dinner time, that was it, everything shut, you know, everything, literally, bang, finished. So it has changed over the years, you know. I mean, Saturdays now, everything's open all day, and but the DIY stores, now they were probably one of the last to get on board. Now, like I said, this one is probably one of the biggest ones, Brico Depot, but that only opens today till 12 o'clock. That's it, 12 o'clock, finito, finished. Go home, have your dinner. Now I get it, you know, I mean, family time is important, you know, and a lot of European countries, they make more of the family time than us British do, you know. I mean, it's a traditional sit down, have a meal and everything else, you know, which is good. But of course there's alternating staff in there. I mean, there's another DIY place in Campere, just not far from the one that we're going to today, called Leroy Merlin. Now that's open till 7 o'clock tonight, and I mean, you can go in there and it's rammed, absolutely rammed, you know. So I don't know, the Brico Depot is losing out here on some custom. You know, if they stayed open all day, they would make some money, but yeah, they don't seem to really bother about that, strangely enough. But I don't know, you know, you would think in this day and age, it's all right. Oh, I could see a red flashing light up here, and I thought, what the hell is that? But it's cyclists. Now you'd think in this day and age, you know, economical crisis that the world's in, that businesses would be striving to make every penny they could, but you know, obviously not. A lot of cyclists out today, obviously, you know, it's nice weather. It's also a huge pastime in France, and these geezers here, look, they're getting some right stick, eh? Look at this, okay? Fair play to them. I have great admiration for people with pedal power. I'm afraid that I do actually like riding. I mean, I've still got a push bike, and I do like riding it, but I seem to have lost the wife. But I don't know, for me, it just kills my knees, you know. The old arthritis kicks in. Mind you, I tell you what, I don't know how true this is, but I was reading something the other day, some medical thing it was, and apparently in Germany now, the Germans have invented this cream that regrows cartilages. Now, it sounds too good to be true, really, doesn't it, you know? So it probably is. But having said that, technology, you know, medical technology has come on such a lot that in a way it wouldn't really surprise me, you know. I mean, it would be fantastic if that was the case, because it said, you know, the amount of surgical operations it's going to save, you know, knee replacements and, you know, hip replacements and God knows what else. Yeah. So it would be really good if that was the case. Do you know, it always amazes me. I mean, I know it's Sunday and I know it's whatever time it is, 10:30, 11 o'clock, but look how quiet the roads are. I mean, it's not, you know, you could understand it if it was like hammering down the rain and people say, oh, I'm going out in this, but, you know, I mean, apart from a few cyclists and one or two cars, you know, it's really, really quiet. I mean, I bet if I was in the UK now, say where I used to live in good old Birmingham, the roads would be chocker, you know, and that's the difference in it, you know. It's so, I mean, I haven't been back now to the UK for, oh dearie me, I don't know, 10 years probably 10 years, I think, maybe a little bit longer. And I mean, my wife's been back. She went back last year. My wife and my daughter, they went back to Plymouth on a day excursion, shopping. Again, shopping. See, that word crept out again. So obviously I wouldn't have gone anyway. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to go back, and especially driving a motorcycle around the UK right now. I'm so used to how easy it is around here, you know. I mean, the roads here are so quiet, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I was doing this sort of thing back in the UK, I don't think I could ride and talk. I think you have to give such a lot of concentration to your riding, you know. I mean, I'm not saying I don't concentrate, but you know what I mean. You know, there's not cars and that here, there and everywhere here, you know, so. So nearly there now. We're actually sort of going into the shopping centre-ish part of Campere today, which I think when I've brought you to Campere before, it's basically just been to sort of look at the river. So this is like the other side of Campere now. I mean, look at this. This is like a main link road. This doesn't only go into Campere. This links all the main sort of equivalent to the motorway system up, which then goes all over the place. And look how quiet it is, you know. I'll tell you something, it's also a bit nippy. Well, I certainly I'm going to put my heaty jacket on the next time I come out, unless we have a freak increase in temperature, which I doubt very much. I don't think we're going to get any warm weather now for the next 4 months, maybe. Even then, it seems to come in a bit slow. I got up this morning listening to the news. I always listen to Sky News. I don't watch the French telly, not because I don't like it, but makes no sense to me whatsoever. Again, my fault. And well, I can tell what's going on, by, you know, with the pictures, but that's about it. And so I watch Sky News. I've got the satellite dish all set up, and, you know, so basically, you know, we watch English television, and of course Netflix. We've got to watch Netflix. I'm halfway through. Now let's get back to the news first. And I was shocked and horrified about the shooting in America at a kiddies party. I mean, what's going on, for God's sake? You know, a kiddies party. You just, I don't know, you really have to wonder what the hell is going on. I mean, these gun laws, you know, I mean, I don't know, I just, would it help if they banned them? I don't know, you know. I suppose if you want something, you can get it anywhere if you want it bad enough, but it's just a bit scary, it really is. Well, no, it's not a bit scary, it's really scary. And poor little kids, I mean, traumatised for the rest of their lives, what they must. I mean, I don't know the full story of it, but you know, you can imagine. I mean, it must have been awful. I mean, it must have been really bad. Yeah. I forget what I was going to go on to now. I was going to go on to something else, wasn't I? Oh yeah, Netflix. I'm halfway through watching a series on Netflix. I'm not really a series sort of a guy. I like films, although I got to be honest, I'd say you can filter out 80% of the films on Netflix and put them down as complete rubbish, but that's just my opinion. But I have watched a couple of good series. One I watched was called Blacklist, and I watched that, and I really enjoyed that series. I really did. And but the one that we're watching now is called Shameless. Now it's not the UK one, it's the American one, all about the Gallagher family on South Side in America. And yeah, I mean, you know, excellent, I think, but not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, you know, we've all got to have our own personal taste, but there you go. Right, so yeah, this island here, this, you go across that way, and then you're on the sort of link system then to lots of the motorway network, which then will take you all over France, you know. Keep you very busy. That glare of the sun off the road here, I don't know how it's affecting the GoPro, but aye, here we go. That's more the pace I like. That's the Grandad Club, that is, I tell you. That'd be me, eh? Or I'll be off pushing it, one of the two. But fair play to him. That's the shop in here, they're sort of down here, or bits of it anyway. So my wife, look at that there, that's this, you know what, you don't see much litter in France, but that there, it's obviously someone's been to McDonald's, which is just back there, and they've obviously been waiting at the bus stop and just dumped it on the floor. You know what, it's a disgrace, isn't it? I mean, it really is. Someone ought to pick it up and ram it down his throat and say, there's your McDonald's, mate, finish it off nicely. It is. So the Brico Depot, here we go, look, eh? I don't know, hopefully it's not going to be busy this morning. Doesn't look busy. That I can live with. Have to be careful here, because talk about the sun blinding you is an understatement. I mean, it's not like empty, but I mean, it's okay. I think we'll go over there, then my wife can park next to me. I'll go in the first bait here, look. Like that there. Right, hang on a sec. I'm going to turn the cameras off, just go in the shop, and I will see you all in a bit. Oh, shopping trip done. See you in a bit. Have fun with your shopping. Don't be long. Bye bye. So off they jolly well go. Can't get over their quiet. This is a, you know, you wouldn't think this, would you? Sunday, if this was a DIY store in most places, it would be pretty busy, wouldn't it? But here, it's quite quiet, as we can see. Right. Stick the visor down, because it is a bit chilly. Get the feet up on the pegs. And there goes the wife there, look in front of me. Off to do a little bit of shopping, as they say. Upsy-daisy. I thought he was going the other way then for a minute, but still, I could have sworn I saw his indicator, but hey, he didn't hit me, so that was the main thing. Just gotta do up my jacket pocket, because my what's it, remote control thing for the garage doors in there. Don't want to lose that. I've done that before. Right, I'm just trying to think. We could actually go back this way, I think. Just come out a bit up the road, a bit more than we normally do. So yeah, it's alright. One thing that I needed to get was some cable clips, because I got to start putting the cables up in the ceilings for the lights tomorrow. And I suddenly realised that I hadn't got any cable clips. Silly me. So, and the wife wanted to look at a couple of things while we was in there as well. Namely kitchens. We have a disagreement on colours at the moment. We do. For some unknown reason, my wife, she likes white kitchens, yeah. Now, I gotta be honest, and of course again it's personal choice, isn't it, you know. So, but I really hate the thought of a white kitchen. That's just me. I mean, sorry if I've upset anyone and you've got a lovely white kitchen and you think that man's an idiot. So I don't mean to be like that at all. But yeah. So that's Leroy Merlin there, where them cars are coming out there. Yeah, so she wants to put in a white kitchen, you see, and I don't, to me it looks clinical, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Yeah, it just looks clinical, and I don't know, I think they make some really nice colours. Oh God, this sun. Don't get me wrong, I'm not moaning about it, but it does blind you. Yeah. So we shall see who wins the kitchen war, shall we? Probably the wife. I mean, ain't it funny? I mean, bathrooms, you tend to put white in, don't you? You know. And yeah, I do remember, was it probably the 80s and 90s when we had all different colours, didn't we? And I always remember in the late 80s, I bought this house. I got it at a real cheap price. It was in a right state, and I bought it and I was doing it all up. And I always wanted an avocado bathroom, eh? I mean, in them days, you had to have an avocado bathroom. And I remember getting the complete set, you know, the shower tray, the wash hand basin, which of course in them days was more than likely a pedestal, the toilet, the bath, you know. And if you was really posh, you'd have a bidet as well. And yeah, avocado. Oh yeah. I mean, but there was all colours, wasn't there? There was like a pinky colour. Do you remember the pinky colour? Like a, yeah. And there was a very sort of deep maroony reddy colour as well. I mean, we fitted loads of them in, you know. I mean, we made a lot of money in the 80s and 90s doing remods, because, you know, the trend was like, oh, gotta get rid of the white bathrooms, you know. And everybody wanted to put in, like, you know, a coloured bathroom suite. And God, you know, we was turning work down. It was unbelievable. And a fully tiled bathroom as well. You know, you didn't just have a silly, because showers, I mean, to be honest with you, in the 70s and sort of the early 80s, not many houses really had a shower. You know, you had a bath. And then of course came, like, you know, if you was lucky, you might have the rubber bits that stuck on the taps, do you remember? That was your shower. But of course then it all changed, didn't it? And now, I mean, nowadays, you know, if you haven't got a shower, well, I mean, I can't imagine life without a shower. It's the only thing, a shower and the coffee in the morning, without them, that's it. I don't function at all, you know. How times change, eh? I know my kids, they say, you know, they say to me about the cold, you know. Right. And I remember when I was a kid, we used to have an outside toilet, you know. That's cold. That's what you call cold, eh? I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have sat on a mobile phone in the toilet then. That just wouldn't have happened, eh? I mean, you got in and you got out as fast as you could. Oh, oblige. It was really cold. And but yeah, along came the central heating then, didn't it, eh? And turned us all into wuzzies. And believe you me, I'm no exception. Which is why I am doing this chalet, and I don't care of the cost of the insulation. I really don't. I'm sick to death of freezing to death, because this house that we live in now, obviously it's not my house, you know. It's rented. It's in an appalling condition, and the insulation, well, there ain't none. It's awful, you know. It's so cold. We pump heat out, it costs us a fortune, you know, and you still freeze to death. and we've had 6 years of this in this particular house, and it just can't happen anymore, you know. I want somewhere nice and warm, and I want somewhere, you know, for the wife when I'm gone, where she can stay nice and warm without worrying about, you know. I mean, I don't think it's so bad in Europe, but you know, in the UK now, some of the poor old pensioners, you know, which I am, I'm a poor old pensioner, yeah, they're scared to put the heating on because of the cost, and it should never be like that, should it? It really shouldn't. But still, such is life, as they say, or as we say in France, c'est la vie. I'm getting good, I'm getting good. I'm picking up these little phrases now. It's only took me 20 years. Now, do you know what? I would love to learn French. You know, I would love to be able to sit down and have a conversation, you know, fully in French. I really would. And it's not just for the social reason of it. There's like a lot, you know, like for instance now, there's a lot going on, you know, with legalities, and we're dealing with the courts and solicitors all about this house, and so I have to take my daughter with me, who doesn't mind. I mean, she's absolutely brilliant. She's, you know, we've been through such a lot, you know, getting it sorted, but I would love to be able to sit down myself. Well, that was a brilliant move, that, eh? Pull out and slow down, seriously. Still never mind. Yeah, you know, I'd love to be able to, you know, to sit there without going through my daughter to translate. You know, it is annoying, but then again, it's my own fault, you know. It's, and it ain't really for the want of trying, you know. It's just, I mean, I'm not stupid, I'm not, you know, I'm not lacking in brain cell. The only trouble is, the brain's that old now that it don't take any more, and it's like, go away, there's no room for anything else. And I don't know, I have tried, it just doesn't sink in, you know. It's crazy, you know. I've had these I forget what it's called now. There was one of the online things, I mean, it's well known, it does lots of languages, it's supposed to be really good, you know. Oh yes, learn basic French in, I don't know, 2 weeks, you'll be speaking like a local. No, I'm sorry. I don't, and I never will, I don't think. Well, I know I won't. You know, I can sit there and you practice all your phrases, you know, and then I go and do myself a coffee and come back, I forgot them all, it's gone. You think to yourself, okay, maybe not. And do you know what, when I first moved here, I mean, I used to get some stinging, because I love the politeness of the French people in the shops. I think it's fantastic, you know. Every shop you walk into, you know, you're always greeted, you know. Very, very, very rarely that you're not. You're always greeted, you know. And when you leave, you know, you're always wished a good day, and you know, I think that's really nice. Something that the English stopped doing a long, long time ago. So obviously, you know, to simply say bonjour or au revoir, you know, it's no big deal really. Even I could get that right. So, you know, and I always make a point, you know, when I enter a shop. But when we first came across here, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got me bonjour, I mean, or however you say it, right? But I've walked into so many shops and got it the wrong way around. You know, I've walked in and said bye-bye and walked out and said hello. The shopkeepers look at me and I think, oh my god, another bloody silly English bloke, trying to be clever. But yeah, I know it amazes me, you know, my kids, I mean, my daughter, my eldest daughter in France now, Aisha, she was 8 years old when she came across here and couldn't speak a word of French, nothing at all. So basically she just went to school in France, you know, obviously. And I mean, she absolutely speaks it perfect. In fact, there's people that, unless they know her, they don't believe that she's English. You know, they think that she's French. And you know, my lad Dennis and the other two girls, you know, it's so natural to them. And then there's me. Oh dear. Just about sums it up. And but what gets me as well, say if we go out, you know, and they've got their friends with them, I mean, luckily for me, and it is lucky, a lot of the young French, or the medical profession, speak English. Thank God. And but so when we go out, there are a lot of their friends that speak English, but a lot of times they're the like the interpreter in the three-way conversation, you know. And what amazes me is how fast they can go from French to English or English to French without even thinking about it, you know. I mean, I struggle with English half the time these days. I forget what I'm saying, you know. So it's just, it is, you know, young minds are so supple and so knowledgeable, you know, that, and then you look at me, they must think, oh God, what a thick idiot, eh? Hey, does his brain not work? The answer to that one is no, not very well, not anymore. But yeah, but I mean, I'm reasonably lucky in the fact that my French friends that we have, which I got to be honest, we haven't got a lot of French friends, but the ones that we have got are really good at speaking English, and they like to practice their English. They want to learn English, so they're not interested in speaking French to me. They're just like, yeah, you know, French to them is boring, it's their language. They want to learn English, but in actual fact they're not doing me any good. And it's I mean, again, modern technology, YouTube for instance, you know, I mean, I sit here and I waffle away in English, and yet my videos can be watched all over the world, you know, in any language. They can be, like, you know, auto dubbed, so I actually speak the language, which I've actually watched that, and me speaking, I think I watched me speaking Chinese the once, you know, just for a laugh. Not right at all. But anyway, or, you know, you can have the titles on, you know, and you choose the language you want, which is great. And that's, you know, Eric, who follows me, that's what we do, you know. Eric watches me, he has the auto translate on, and then when he leaves his comments, obviously Eric writes in English, I put it in the Google Translate, and then I write it back English to French, and that's how I answer Eric back. I hope, you know, that, because I know Google Translate doesn't always do the perfect translation, so every time that I answer Eric back, I'm just hoping that, you know, it does a good enough job that, you know, but we seem to communicate quite well, and I think that's really nice. You know, it doesn't matter where you're from, what language you speak, what colour you are, you know, what religion you think about. It doesn't matter. We're a human being, so to be able to
you know, relate to each other through technology. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you think about this, if this was you know, when I was a kid, for instance, yeah, or one that wasn't YouTube, but that's beside the point. But you know, I mean, say me and Eric would have been, you know, pen friends. I mean, pen friends were a big thing then, weren't they? You know, who the hell would have translated? Oh dear, you know. But yeah, I can see a bike behind me. So yeah, I see a bike behind me. I don't know if he's coming my way or where he's going. I'm not too sure. No, he's not. He's staying behind. Aye, aye. Don't come across the road. Well, I tell you something, I have definitely learnt my lesson. I will not be coming out without my heated jacket on again. You know, I didn't realise what a difference that heated jacket made. And I know this sounds crazy, but even my hands are freezing today, and they, with the heated jacket on, they wasn't. Because I suppose, I mean, they say, don't they, that if your torso is warm, then the rest of you is warm, because you're heating up, you know. It's like a central heating system, isn't it? You're heating up the pump, you know, and it's pumping everything around you that's warm. So yeah, so without it today, it's made a big difference. I will not make this mistake again. But it's been a nice ride. I mean, it really has. And again, you know, my little meteor performing as beautifully as she always does. The colour of that tree there, isn't it beautiful, eh? Autumn brings out some lovely colours. I mean, it really does. You know, some of the trees just go sort of bare and empty, and they look pretty dismal. But when you've got them, you know, the ones that hold the colour, throughout the winter, a lot of them I think do. Although there's not many of them around, but you know the ones I mean, like that one back there. They look absolutely great. Well, I think they do anyway. I must link my tripper up to my phone and reset the time, because I wonder if that actually is probably on the old time, I think. And I don't know what's going on with the dash, because that says 8:45. Well, it certainly ain't 8:45, that's for certain. Well, nearly back, eh? Do you know, they keep digging this road, that bit of road up there. I don't know why. There must be a reason. Maybe they forgot to put some cable in it or something like that. Who knows? Oh, dearie me. It's gone nippy now. I tell you what, it gets me. It really does. Why put an island if you're still going to treat it like crossroads? I don't, you know, an island is to keep the traffic going, you know. Give way to traffic that's coming from your left. Yeah. well, in France anyway, or if you're in the UK, give way traffic cover for your rights. But I can't see the point of putting an island in and then you have to stop to give way to the traffic. I just, it's ridiculous, you know. And if there's a gendarme, because my wife got done at that island there, right, she didn't stop, but you know, she slowed right down. There was nothing coming, so she went round the way you would treat an island. And the gendarmes were up the road, and they got her on camera, and they did her 3 points and fined €250. I mean, it's ridiculous. So that way, just leave it as what it used to be, a crossroads. That's what it was. And then they put an island there. Why? Crazy, absolutely crazy. I gotta be honest, I will be glad to get back. My poor little fingers are now feeling extremely chilly, yeah. You see these, I don't know, hopefully the GoPro's picking them up across there, look, yeah. There's those diggers, yeah. And there's all these roads, and what it is here, look, this is, they're putting in a road here, up here, look. I don't know whether, well, we've got a car behind me, I don't know whether you'll see, but yeah, there, look. And that, they're actually putting in some new wind turbines. I think there's 6 going to go up there. They're supposed to be these ultra modern ones now, you know, which they're going to create lots more electricity than their older counterparts. So yeah, modern technology again, right, well, there we go. Ooh, bit of a slide there, that gravel's been there for so long. Right then, well, that was a little ride, obviously didn't get too far. Oh god, that sun's so bright but no power in it, the pale, well no, it's not that pale really. Well, it is, it's sort of it's a bright pale yellow, but there's certainly no heat in the damn thing. Right then, well, I hope you've liked this little video. If you have, give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely brilliant. And again, if you're not subscribed to me and you watch me, just hit that little subscribe button, well, the drone on button down on your right hand side of the screen, and that will take you straight to the link, and then you can subscribe to me. Then that will be really good. Right, on that note, I'm going to go. I hope you're enjoying yourself today. If you're out and about on your bike, oh, hang on a sec. If you're out and about on your bike, that would be great. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you've got dry weather, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.